Janine, let's talk about AI, right? I mean, talk about something that's impacting everybody's lives, right? If you think about, for example, the stock market right now has gone nuts. And really, the bulk of that growth of the stock market is in seven companies, right? They call them the Magnificent Seven. And the reason that their valuations have gone sky high is because of AI. Now, AI is impacting real estate. We haven't yet fully seen I don't believe, the full effect of it. But what are some ways you're seeing realtors using AI?
Yeah. I definitely see realtors jumping in with their property descriptions and their marketing paragraphs and stuff. You can just tell certain words are not rolling off somebody's tongue to describe the area. Nestled in comes up a lot. Not necessarily a bad thing. They sound beautiful, but it's getting a little bit lazy versus really, putting what it used to take me a long time to write property descriptions. And I'll still play with it, but I'll tweak it back to putting more of my own voice into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many.
Well, and when you said that, what that made me think of, I mean, we went to our big mid-year event called Mega Camp,
Mhm.
and at the CEO summit, one of the keynotes there, Julie, talked about this idea, this concept of with your utilizing of AI, it should be a 20-60-20
Yeah.
deal. So 20% is your input on the front end, right? Your prompting of the AI.
Mhm.
So it's you tweaking it to get the right, and then 60% is the work done by AI.
Mhm.
And then 20% on the end is you customizing it and cleaning it up so it doesn't sound like AI.
Right.
But you're getting that done. And I think what's interesting about what you said, right? I mean, that is the most common use case in our industry. I think you're right. People are doing it, and yet it's just the tip of the iceberg. Right. So what are some of the things? I mean, we've got agents, we teach classes on AI, and we've got agents who are really leaning in on it.
Yeah.
And how are you seeing some of the brokers using AI
Mhm.
to actually, one, either make their business easier or save themselves some time,
Yeah.
or to create a better product?
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen everything from virtual staging, so editing stuff out of photos or taking a vacant property and putting stuff in. I've done that myself.
Right.
It takes a couple tweaks because it wants to change the room entirely. But I've also seen, so we have BrokerBot, an AI product that has some of our internal uses and playbooks that we use with Keller Williams. And just taking an example of doing an open house. What steps can I do this week to have a highly successful open house? And it will pull information from our playbooks that are proven success stories
Right.
from agents in all different parts of the US and give you like a whole, Monday through Tuesday through Sunday, what you should do, how to make it most successful. So definitely people using it for ideas of give me a social media calendar. What would be a social media post to market this property? Less 20 words or less. Or a headline. So super helpful in a lot of those regards, but I think the information you can feed it because otherwise it's seeking the information online, which is good and bad. I recently used it, non-real estate related, but I had heard of some people that were uploading contracts and asking for a timeline or asking to pull out important something. I had a 330-page medical records from my late father that I needed to find two appointment discoveries.
Right.
And I started from the date trying to find it. And my husband, which uses one of the AIs for his business, said, why don't you just upload it and ask it to find and give it the exact words?
Yeah.
It came right up with page 7, 22, and 200 and whatever.
Right.
I didn't have time to sit and look through, although I tried. But I didn't think about the fact that you can give it something bigger
Yes.
and have it find it and then give some suggestions or just find the information.
What I
On real estate related.
No, but it's absolutely
Yeah.
helpful. And I think what's really cool about that, right, is that, like you said, you didn't naturally think about it, but it was a prompt from your husband who said, hey, maybe you should try this. And that's what I love about living and working in a collaborative environment, right? Where we're all smarter together than we are individually,
Yeah.
and we can all learn from each other.
Hmm.
And everybody has a little bit different take on it, and the willingness to share so that we can actually all move faster
Yeah.
is really an important component. I think the other piece is that we did some research as a company, and we got this information from a company called Cotality. And what they were asking buyers is, would you prefer to work with a person, a real live person, or do you trust that person, or do you trust AI, or do you trust a combination of a person with AI? And what was fascinating was 48% of the people interviewed said they would prefer a person. 23% said they would trust AI. And then the rest said they would like a combination of the two. Now, I think what's important about that data, one, the fact that less than half the people were just on the person, and the others were like, okay, we like AI. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, okay, people have moved there quickly. And two is AI is not going to replace what we do as realtors. It's going to enhance what we do. And we as realtors aren't going to be replaced by AI, but we could be replaced by agents who use AI if we don't follow that.
Absolutely.
So, and again, right, showing up at training around AI is an important component of helping you get there quicker.
Yeah, absolutely.